Talia Gibson set for stunning rankings rise, and she could face Alex Eala next. Talia Gibson's career has been given a liftoff at this year's Indian Wells Open, with the Australian qualifiers set to be given a handsome reward for her run to the quarterfinals. Gibson, 21, was ranked at number 112 in the WTA rankings when she came through qualifying and earned her place in the main draw at the WTA 1000 tournament. Making it through her two qualifiers was a fine achievement for Gibson, and she may not have been ready for what was to come next. She would have been eyeing up a breakthrough into the top 100 of the WTA rankings by winning couple of rounds in the main draw, as that kind of rise would secure her a place in the Grand Slam tournaments on the horizon at Roland Garros and Wimbledon. Yet she has eclipsed that ambition several times over, with her win against world number 7 Jasmine Paolini firing her into the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 tournament for the first time in her career. Her latest win against Paolini is also set to fire her into the top 60 of the rankings, with the live list confirming she is up to number 67. "Honestly, just completely speechless," she said after the match. "This is becoming even more of a fairy tale for me every single day. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who came out to watch. It was a great atmosphere, so thank you. I think I have a lot of confidence in how I play, and I think, especially after the Aussie summer, I was just able to learn so much, and everything is sort of clicking at the moment. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm not really sure how to answer that, to be honest. I'm just as shocked, but I'm over the moon." The most remarkable statistic of her run in Indian Wells may have come in her previous match, as she beat Clara Tauson in 3 sets, even though the Dane fired down a remarkable 28 aces in her victory. Now she could have a glorious chance to continue this run and secure a win that would book her a place in the semifinals. With Paolini removed from the draw, Gibson will face either Alex Eala or Linda Noskova in the quarterfinals, which represents a glorious chance for all 3 players to reach the Final Four of one of the biggest tournaments in women's tennis. This is already a massive moment in Talia's career, as her run at Indian Wells will secure her prize money of $193,645. That is almost as much as she had earned in her entire professional career up to this point, as she collected $232,803 up to this point in her story. If she can make it through to the semifinals, she will be guaranteed a prize money haul of $340,190. The late afternoon sun hung low over the practice courts, casting long shadows across the baseline where Talia Gibson had already spent hours grinding through drills. The rhythmic sound of tennis balls striking her racket echoed across the complex, a steady metronome of ambition, discipline, and belief. For Gibson, the climb up the tennis rankings has never been about sudden breakthroughs. It has been about persistence, quiet progress, and the unwavering sense that her moment on the bigger stage is coming. Now, that moment feels closer than ever. Over the past months, Gibson has begun to stitch together the kind of performances that turn promising talents into genuine contenders. Wins that once felt difficult have become routine. Matches that previously slipped away are now fought through with calm resolve. And as her ranking edges upward, new opportunities are opening, including the tantalizing possibility of a clash with one of the sport's most exciting young stars, Alex Eala. Such a matchup would symbolize more than just another match on the draw sheet. It would represent a meeting between 2 rising players whose journeys reflect the changing landscape of women's tennis. The making of a competitor. Gibson's rise has been anything but accidental. From an early age, she displayed the traits coaches look for in future professionals: a fluid forehand, quick movement, and a willingness to spend countless hours refining small details. But raw talent only goes so far in professional tennis. What separated Gibson from many peers was her mindset. Training sessions often stretched longer than scheduled. Extra serves after practice. Additional fitness work long after others had left the court. For Gibson, the path to improvement was never negotiable. Those habits are now beginning to show in her results. In recent tournaments, her game has taken on a sharper edge. Her serve, once a developing weapon, has become a reliable source of free points. Her baseline consistency forces opponents to hit one more shot than they want to. Perhaps most importantly, her composure during tight moments has noticeably improved. Matches that once might have spiraled after a missed break point now continue with steady focus. A rankings rise in motion. Tennis rankings are unforgiving. Progress rarely happens in giant leaps. Instead, it unfolds through a series of small but meaningful steps. Each victory adds points. Each deeper run in tournaments nudges a player closer to the next milestone. For Gibson, that process is now accelerating. Strong performances in recent events have begun pushing her upward in the rankings, bringing her closer to qualifying draws and main draw opportunities at bigger tournaments. With every climb comes new challenges, tougher opponents, larger crowds, higher expectations. But those challenges are exactly what rising players crave. Because every step upward means something else as well. The chance to test yourself against the very players you once watched from afar. And increasingly, Gibson is entering that territory. The Alex Eala factor. Among the names circulating around the same competitive tier is Alex Eala, another young player whose ascent has drawn significant attention. Eala's game is built on fearless shot-making and remarkable court intelligence. She thrives on turning defense into offense, using angles and pace changes to disrupt opponents. Her composure has earned praise from coaches and analysts alike. A potential meeting between Gibson and Eala would not only be intriguing stylistically, it would also highlight how the next generation of women's tennis is evolving. Both players represent a wave of athletes who grew up studying the modern game, one defined by power, speed, and strategic adaptability. But they bring their own identities to the court. Where Eala often relies on creative shot construction, Gibson's strength lies in structured aggression and relentless baseline pressure. The contrast could produce the kind of match fans love: fast rallies, shifting momentum, and moments where mental strength decides the outcome. For both players, such encounters serve as measuring sticks. Building confidence through competition. Confidence in tennis doesn't arrive overnight. It accumulates through repetition, winning points under pressure, navigating difficult matches, and learning how to respond when things go wrong. Gibson's recent results suggest that this confidence is steadily building. In several matches over the past season, she has demonstrated the ability to recover after dropping sets. Instead of fading, she adjusts tactics, stepping closer to the baseline, targeting weaker returns, or simply extending rallies until opportunities appear. These adjustments show a growing tactical awareness. Coaches often say that the difference between good players and great competitors lies not only in physical skill but in problem solving. Tennis is a sport of constant puzzles. Different opponents,